La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dum. La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dum. La-da-dee, sorry. Let's watch the SpongeBob movie. And every time in that movie, there's so much funny stuff going on, dude. And, the one bit that makes me and my wife laugh is just Squidward in the shower. La-da-dee, la-da-doo. It's not, I don't even know if it's a joke. I don't think it is a joke. Just absolutely crack up. La-da-dee. Yeah, Fonzy's been weird. Hello, gorgeous ones. It's Fonzy, which means another Fonzy and Company episode is up and it's running and I'm here and everything is awesome. Yeah, it is. The Monday, the 21st of October, 2024. Woo! Ow, baby. Yeah, I'm back after a very, very, very serious episode. Last one. If you have not listened to it, please go ahead and do so. I talk about a lot of personal stuff on there. And it's, you know what, just listen to it. Again, if you guys have ever been in that situation, my email is always available for any advice. Anything you want to talk about, I'm here. I'm here for you. Here for the people. I'm a man of the people, man. I'm a man of the... And you know what? You can hear him saying stuff instead of the obvious one. I have decided this episode, just out of interest, to try and not swear. I'm trying. I'm going to try it for as long as I can. I'll let one rip eventually. I don't mind. I'm just going to see how that works out. So let's do it. Another episode of Fonzy and Company with all the fun taken out of it. I'm sure everyone's going to love that. All my listeners from around the world. All my listeners from around the world, by the way. I'm serious. I'm serious. I am so super serial. There are people around the world listening, guys. And they're my recent... Guys, thank you. I never thought I'd be saying this. I might get fucking demonetized for this. Oh, nearly sworded. I wonder if you say, you know what I mean? And you say, like, I wonder if these people, those people, I could censor myself. I could do that and go, you know, those mother, you know. I'll sound bipolar, but thank you to those of you in the Netherlands tuning in. Hello, whatever, your hello in Netherlandish to you. And you never thought you'd say thank you, Russia, especially nowadays. But thank you, thank you, Russia, for tuning in. People are going to think I'm probably going to get the MI5 popping around my house now and say, "Excuse me, sir. We understand you have a certain affiliation with Rogue Nation right now. We need to take you in and ask you some questions. Clamp your bollocks and whatnot until you admit what you did. You swine! You swine!" Nah, dude. I mean, some of you Russian dudes or chicks, tuned in. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Still got the Philippines and South Korean guys out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really, really, really appreciate it. So what's been going on? Nothing much. I had my NFL last night. I had one of my mates, Mr. Anderson. That is his actual name. His name's Tom, but it's funnier to say Mr. Anderson. Like that guy with the hairline and the glasses and the suit, that guy. And the Matrix, I believe they call that movie. Yeah, Mr. Anderson and myself watching the 49ers and the Chiefs. 49ers are his team. Like, come on, 49ers. Come on, bruh. Play some football. Woo! America. F yeah. Oh, God, dude, am I going to have to do this throughout the entire episode? This isn't me, dude. I want to drop like 15 F-bombs between when I started and right now, honestly. But I'm trying things out, See how we're doing. Man, honestly, I know I've been away for a while and I wanted to do another episodes, things at the restaurant. Again, just crazy. Things are crazy at the restaurant. Fonzy had such a busy and demanding life. He's just so popular, like he doesn't have time for you. You know, that sort of stuff. Man, that don't feel right. I'm always tempted to pause it and start again and just go, fuck! Immediately at the beginning. But, yeah, there's been a lot that's happened. I mean, those of you who just tuned in for the first time, hello, welcome. This is me. This is not usually my usual, episode stance. I just thought, to be fair, I might have reached you because I've taken this stance by not swearing every effing time. Oh, God, dude, I want to kick my own ass just saying effing. Oh, yeah, I really do. But there's been so much that's happened since I last talked to you guys. This will give you an idea about, I just wanted to go back on a few major plot points that had happened in music, because that is what this is, guys. It's a music podcast. I'm going on about my, traumas and my pastime in my last episodes, and it felt right to me. I do feel a weight lifted. However, I want to get back into the Muse and what happened? There was I'm gonna try and think back now to what happened throughout this time I was away. I do remember distinctly Bon Jovi talked to chick off of Jumping. Yeah, there was a lady on one of the bridges, one of them. I want to say in America, you guys have got the Golden Gate Bridge, but I don't think that's in Jersey. I think that's in San Francisco. For all you geographers out there. I don't know. He talked a lady anyway. That's not the point. Guys, if you'd let me finish, that's not the point. He went out to a lady. I think he was shooting a music video. I don't know why he was shooting a music video. I'm hoping he wasn't, because that dude has, blasted his vocals now. And he, boy can't hit those notes now. Whoa, we're halfway there. He can't do it anymore, man, which is fair enough, man. The guy was a voice of a generation, man. It's, whilst it's easy to take the mickey out of Bon Jovi, it's not nowadays, of course, nobody knows you. It's not on TikTok, so it doesn't exist. But you know what I mean? Like maybe back in the 80s, 90s, if you were listening to Bad Brains and Pantera and Black Flag and, all these, and Maiden, it's and then Bon Jovi comes around with his hair, his, tasseled jacket, and just makes you guys look like or it make you guys even more awesome, all you hardcore a bunch of it, whatever, he's not even real. but man, say what you like, man. Like in the Jersey album, Slippery When Wet, man, these are stellar albums. They really are. And Jovi's just he sang too much. It's just exactly the same thing was happening with Steve Tyler, man. I challenge you to find somebody who can match the caliber, tonality, the veracity of Steve Tyler's voice, can hit those high notes without falsetto, or maybe it is falsetto, but a specific type of falsetto that you can just go, that sort of stuff. It sounds like a, Bruce Lee movie. Like, what? It's not racist if it's true. Have you ever seen any Bruce Lee movie ever? It's true. Steve Tyler was killer, man. Bon Jovi was. But if you're shooting a music video, does that mean the dude's singing again? It's, fair play if he is. Maybe take it down a couple of octaves. Oh, and I will love you, baby. Always. That'd be cool. Do like a Leonard Cohen version of, do the back catalogue, but the talky Leonard Cohen version of it. I'd see that. I'd see Bond do that. But no, fair play. Talked a lady down from a ledge. What is he going to do? If you're jumping, dude, what's going to stop you, man? If you're that adamant to end your own life and do it in the most badass way possible, I'm not taking a piss out of anyone who has ever known anyone to have someone do that. But if you're gonna go, that's a hell of a way to go. But if I was on a bridge and let's say I'm trying to think of anyone who if if Bon Jovi came up to me on a bridge, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be like, dude, I can't really miss this, can I? My wife left me. Oh, I'm in debt. My kids hate me. Oh, but yeah, but look. Oh, it's that guy. Hey, Bon, what? Hey, man, I'm alive. I'm taking each day and night at a time. Yeah. That's not even a very popular song of his. I totally wouldn't jump. I totally wouldn't. Honestly, if like Kanye West came up, honestly, I'd probably put boulders on my shoes. Stay away from me, Kanye. No. There's just certain people I'd be like, no, you're good. But fair play. He talked her down, man. She's all right. Yeah, credit to her, man. It's nice to see Bon Jovi back in the, the news again for a brief moment there. Credit to him. He did the right thing. Good Samaritan. His celebrity status, and I mean, the guy's an icon. The guy's an icon. I love that. I think that's killer, dude. What else happened? This was actually fairly recently. I say fairly recently. Typical Fonzy, always behind on the times. Jane's Addiction, man. Now, let me tell you about Jane's Addiction. Perry Farrell, man. Dave Navarro, man. That guy called Eric. And the other guy. When people say, like, they're getting the original lineup back together, and nobody can name you anyone else apart from those two guys or that one guy. Like, name anyone else in the Verb. Richard Ashcroft. Exactly. But yeah, Jane's Addiction, man. So the big reunion tour, man. Been together in however many years. I can't remember how many years it was. 14 years? Or was it since the Strays album? I can't remember. That came out in 2004? Love that. Love that album, man. Pretty much, I love Jane's Addiction growing up. It was one of those bands that for every one amazing song they produced, there was about another four that you're just like, what was this? What is that? But those songs that they got right, man. They were awesome, man. I love Perry's style, like almost very camp, almost Iggy, a little Bowie there. Always loved his. I've never actually seen him live, but I loved what he did with his vocals and his effects and that. I think it's awesome. Navarro, I only really know Dave Navarro from, obviously Jane's Addiction and as a guitarist, and that brief little stint he did in the Chili Peppers, man. Did you guys know this? I don't. Just in case you didn't, yeah. Dave Navarro did a whole album with Chili's, man, and I think that there was some, personal differences as per usual. This was after Frusciante left. I think they replaced him in Navarro. That song "Aeroplane" that Chili's did, that was Dave goddamn Navarro. Navarro. That was that guy, and that was an awesome song. I think my wife is going to get "I Like Pleasure, Spite with Pain, and Music Is My Aeroplane" tattooed on her. I'll get her that one day. I think that's awesome. A lot of people think having anything that Anthony Kiedis has said or done tattooed on them is a mystery to me. I don't know why you do that. I mean, that's done some questionable. Have you ever read Scott Tissue, dude? He's done some questionable stuff, man. But yeah. Anyway, who was he talking about? It was Fonzy. Who were you talking to? Navarra. In the lights out, this is dangerous. No, that's Nirvana. Such a great joke. Dave Navarro, man. I loved it. And it was a big reunion tour in Boston, Massachusetts. I don't really know what Boston is. I always thought it sounded like Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Like, hey. Yeah, he starts off, I go, hey. I don't know what I'm doing. Ask a guy from fucking Nashville to do a fucking Scouse accent. That's basically what you just heard there. So get on stage. And so I've looked at it from loads of angles, right? The whole Jane's Addiction getting in the fight. If you don't know, if you're living under a rock, I want to rock. If you're living under the rock or don't know what happened, basically Perry, the singer, You could tell throughout the entire thing the dude was pissed. Like, and it was hard to say what exactly happened because immediately the footage came out of him just, just looking angry and just shouting, going, ah, ah, like, labor pains. You know what I mean? Like, he was, dude wasn't happy, not a happy guy. And then he just cracked, dude. He just cracked, went up to Dave and just like pushed him, and he's like, fuck it. Dave's like, whoa, and then just like holding it back. Then Perry, they say that Perry threw a punch, dude. Dude, if that's a punch, it's not a punch. I'm sorry, but when all the media was saying, Perry Farrell punches Dave Navarro at Boston, I was like, dude, that's not a punch. That's not. There was a slight. He tried to. But apparently, he did hit him behind stage. I'm not sure before or after the show. But anyway, 3 guys had to jump on Perry, man, and like get him out of there. Dude's clearly drugged up, boozed up, whatever you like, man. He's still living that rock star life, man. I don't think it's agreeing with him. But you can tell when I look back at the footage, and I've had this in previous bands. I had a guitarist that would never, ever turn his guitar down. It was just all about him, right? But this is like a little tiny band with like 60 to 120 watt amps playing like small clubs and like slightly bigger venues, right? You have control over it a lot more when you're in that big. You got a sound guy, you have a decent sound check, a couple of hours at least, But for some reason, and he's got in-ear monitors in, so I don't understand how Dave Navarro's guitar is so fucking loud. He said fucking. I know I might have said fucking a few times, but fuck it. Dave Navarro's guitar was so loud that he was just pissed off about the whole thing. And like, did you not sort this out in sound check? Did you not agree? Do you not agree on your levels? Even if you didn't, can you not just turn up your vocals in your in-ears? Like, what's going on? You got the fucking monitors on the stage as well. Like, come on, like Perry. What's up, Perry? Perry, talk to me, man. That's my Brooklyn accent coming out again. Perry, what? What the fuck, Perry? That's like the equivalent, I imagine, going to New York and shouting, I'm walking here. How many people get pissed off like that? But yeah, I don't know how he got so angry. I'm still a touch confused about it. But I mean, if you're on drugs and alcohol, man, if you're out of your mind or narcotics or whatever, of course, everything, you're unreasonable. I've been unreasonable. I'm being unreasonable right now. I'm not swearing on this podcast. I usually swear like a trooper, man. And I'm just making up for it in like some bipolarism high, I really do. I sound like a kid on his 4th Coke, man. I really do. Like, I'm sorry about that, but I'm just trying to, liven it up. It's like, you don't need to swear in to be entertaining. Go fuck yourself. I just can't. I can't be asked with that. Well, you're not really grammatically correct, are you? You're very grammatically inept for an adult man. I don't know who's saying this to me. By the way, that's just what I'm picturing. some fucking arsehole just going, yeah. Well, that's not really. YouTube is a platform for kids as well. They never heard bad language, dude. That's the worst. That's the least of your kids' worries right now, dude. Have you ever seen any TikTok video ever? Like, come on, dude. Like, give me a break. And if that's you as a parent. If you're letting them listen to this, you're a bad parent. I'm not encouraging it. That's all. Yeah, but it looks like Jane's Addiction are not going to be together anymore. Fair enough. Did anyone want it? Did anyone want Jane's Addiction back together? Because I remember seeing that was they played last year, didn't they? So I was really confused. I swear I saw them on a lineup last year, and I was like, oh, but why is it the big thing they're back together? But it's the bass player and the drummer were the originals apparently, and like, all right. Oh man, Mountain Song, that's a killer, man. Coming down the mountain. Oh, dude, go and listen to Jay's Addiction, man. Yeah, they got some bangers, man. If you pretty much just like queue up their top 5 on Spotify, you'll be fine, man. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. But yeah, that sucks. Anyway, stuff happens. God, stuff, man. Anyway, speaking of stuff, speaking of this guy, I think I mentioned a while ago in the podcast that one of my favorite movies when I was a teenager was Get Him to the Greek. I loved that movie so much. If you haven't seen it, you should see it before it gets removed from all the platforms, because not only you got Russell Brand, you've got P. Diddy in it as well. And what didn't Diddy do? What did he do this time? Didn't he do it? Who did knows? I want to do it. What Diddy did? No, you don't want to do what Diddy did. Why wouldn't I want to do what Diddy did? Because Diddy did a do not do that. Diddy. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. I'm about 4 whiskeys in, so I'm just speaking like a right donut right now. But yeah, Diddy Donut. that guy. He's had controversy before, man. I'm surprised this hasn't coming up much sooner. I'm surprised this was news. You know what I mean? Diddy news. Did Diddy diddle? Did Diddy diddle? Maybe he did. Didn't Diddy diddle? Did he diddle? Fuck. He did. He diddled. He diddled around. He fucked around with his ex-missus. A lot of domestic abuse. A lot of all that stuff. Yeah. Mental man. Just mad with power. You know what I mean? He had a guy carrying around his drugs for him. So, you know, he can go like, yo, drug guy. One of this white one, please. And then I'll take 2 of these red ones just to mellow out the green one I had earlier. You know, I kind of want a drug guy. I don't think he's been power hungry there. I think he's just been efficient. But no, man, Sean Combs, P. Diddy, whatever the fuck you want to call this guy, man, what scum. What scum, man. You don't treat women like that at all. You don't do that. I was born and raised. I was brought up better than that, man. And you just to see him do this for years, and I don't think it was like public news, but I remember when I was a kid, like that seemed to be common knowledge, but it was almost like, I don't know, celebrated, which ain't cool. Yeah, that wasn't cool. And then the whole sex parties, and then he's videoing it, and then he's sex trafficking as well. Man, who cares about the swearing? All these like buzzwords, man. This is what's going to get me not the video not going. By the way, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to say it's not an agent. This is someone who's just works for a little podcasting agency and said, right, why don't you try doing this? And this is me gritting my teeth, talking about Diddy the Diddle Man Diddles. Try not to swear. But this is what I don't understand. It's like people can talk about that and still get ad revenue on that. It's not like I'm getting ad revenue for this, but people can talk about the Diddy Diddleson of Diddleburg, Delaware. And apparently, that's all right. As long as you don't swear. As long as there's no naughty language. You know what I mean? I think that's bullshit, dude. Being totally honest. But yeah, Diddy's down, man. Down goes Diddy. And dude. so much alliteration. But I mean, are you surprised? A guy who was like, you know, I can't remember the record label, man, but he was massive, man. This is a guy who covered Sting's song without telling Sting. He's still paying for it to this day, man. I hope Sting like turns around and says like, all right, okay, the royalties from this needs to go to a charity for women or something like that, or you know, for teaching couples how to do more tantric sex. I know that joke is super old and nobody gives a fuck about that anymore, but tantric sex sounds like the just the longest, most boring shit. And there's women out there going like, oh God, well, his wife clearly isn't satisfied, but it's kind of true. I think my wife look at tantric, that stuff, and like, nah, I'm too busy. Let's have a bit of fun and then we'll get to the point. You know what I mean? Oh, man. See my wife. I miss her, man. I miss my wife so fucking much, man. She's in Tenby in Wales right now with her mum and her daughter. Her mum and her daughter? She has a daughter? No, I'm a mum and her sister. Jesus Christ, how many of these have I had? She's in Tenby, in Wales, which is like North Wales. If you go past the roundabout, you go over the next roundabout, you'll be in Tenby, in a nice little caravan. Yeah, Tenby sounds nice. But it means I'm stuck here with a stupid cat, wherever she is. She's usually bugging me in the podcast night, but no, she's leaving me alone today, so that's nice. Yeah, she's out there. Me and her, before she left, we were watching, you guys remember that show, Nevermind the Buzzcocks, man? That I loved Nevermind the Buzzcocks, man. I'm sure a lot of you guys did as well, and then they cancelled it. Simon Amstell, the comedian, I mean, because it was Mark Lamar, right? He was, Swindon born man. My wife is also Swindon born. So, natural kudos there. It's like, I'm surprised they weren't fucking cousins or something. Those of you who don't know, Swindon is a shithole. Oh, mate, what did you say about Swindon? I mean, what did you say about Swindon? See, they got an identity crisis over there. I've had a bloke start on me from Swindon who thinks he's Cockney, but it's, West Country as anything. It's like, come on, you. All right, mate. What'd you say about Swindon? What's the matter with you? What'd you say about my sister lover? Yeah, I mean, I like to always think, actually, Mr. Anderson, who I mentioned earlier, is actually from Swindon as well. I always joke that I got the best out of Swindon. I got a lovely step family. I love my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law. I love my mate Tom, Mr. Anderson. I love all that, and I like to think I got the best out of it. But yeah, we were watching, Nevermind the Buzzcocks. So it was Mark Lamar, then Simon Amstell. It's now Greg Davis, man. Taskmaster Greg Davis. I love that. But Nevermind the Buzzcocks, it was always about comedy first, music second, man. I mean, there's all these little interesting like questions about musicians that you never knew. And man, they had so they're back again. This is the 4th series of the new run with Greg Davis as host. And you know what? I love Greg Davis, always have done. He's a funny dude. I know a lot of people like saying, "Oh, I'm so sick of seeing Greg Davis everywhere." It's like, dude, he's funny, he's relatable, he's a bit silly. That's why people like him. I like him, and he's doing the Buzzcocks. Great. Who should they have on? Who should they have on? But the one and only Courtney Love. Courtney, goddamn fucking Love, man. I love Hole, man. I think I said before she had some beef with Taylor Swift, man. But I haven't seen Courtney Love as a personality on anything. I've heard a little bit of her new radio show, but I haven't had enough time, to listen. But this is the first time I'm seeing her. And she looks good. She looks a lot better than she did, because for a little while there was a little bit of like, oh, fuck me, dude. She's like basically pickling herself. She's doing the whole Keith Richards thing, man. When you have so much booze and drugs, like it gets to a threshold where you're not going to die from it. You're actually going to be preserved in your own body. And she will outlive us all, man. Gaga will be dead, Taylor Swift will be dead, Miley Cyrus will be dead, Sabrina Carpenter will be dead, Olivia Rodriguez will be dead, and Courtney Love will reign supreme. I'm surprised I'd named that many popular female stars at the moment. You know what? Credit to me. I'll give myself a round of applause there. I'm very happy with myself. Chapel Rowan. Yeah, that's another one. She was on Nevermind the Buzzcocks, right? And I didn't know what to expect. I was really excited for it, of course. She gives me Juliette Lewis vibes, man, where she's just like, she sounds like how I'm sounding in this podcast, this episode, right? Just a little bit drunk, but without being drunk. She's apparently drinking tea on set. But as I said, she's had so much, alcohol ingested over a certain amount of time. I think that's just a constant state now. That aunt that's a bit awkward at the wedding, and they've had a few sherries or a couple of Prosecco's. I haven't seen you since you were 5. Oh, do you remember when you used to take a bath and you used to pat your bum? And just embarrassed the shit out of you. And you're just like, where the fuck is this coming from? I haven't seen this bitch in years. Like, why is she coming out being all weird and saying weird shit? That's what she was doing, man. She was being the weird aunt of the panel, which is fine. It was entertaining. But yeah, it was just strange to see her, man. But fair play. I mean, she's still knocking about. She was fairly funny, but she's just like, it even got to a point. You remember that episode of Nevermind the Buzzcocks with Donny Tourette of Towers of London or whatever it's called? Was it Towers of London, his band? I'm sure you guys got to remember there was a band for the brief part. It was supposed to be punk, but they dressed like Motley Crue. It was all very confusing. But to be fair, they had an album. I think they were called Towers of London. But Donny Tourette was quite famous for being a little bit outspoken, but not in a good way. Not even, I can't believe I'm saying this, but not in a Noel Gallagher way where it's kind of funny. Even though I don't think it's funny. Oh, I'm the fucking best. But he was quite a character when he came onto there, man. He tried so hard to be prerogative, and he's like, yeah, man, that's just punk, man. I'm saying he got in an argument with Bill Bailey as well, the comedian Bill Bailey. It's like, even Simon Amstel said, look, I need to remind you that Bill is a professional comedian. He won't win this. But that's what it kind of felt like with Courtney Love. It was almost like awkward, but in a kind of fun way. It's like a car crash. You just get, for some reason, you want to look away, but you just can't. I'm making it sound like she did an awful job. She didn't. She was fine. She was fun, man. All right, I can probably squeeze. What else? What else happened recently? Up-to-date news. Do you know Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father? I remember this, actually. Chrissy Hyde of the Pretenders, right? So you're a big band, right? You got fans coming to see you. You know, you've made your living. You can just go out on tour, sell out arenas all over the world, and everyone will come and see you. Fantastic. No problems there. What apparently Chrissy Hyde from the Pretenders had a problem with, just a little teeny problem. This is kind of like white people problems, in my opinion. This is what, when people say white people problems, and it's usually, the joke is it's something so fucking pathetic. This is what I think they're talking about. So Pretenders have quite a dedicated following, a bit of a cult following, right? So they're touring around the UK right now, and they're having a problem about 4 shows in. What are they having a problem with? They're having a problem, apparently, with this fan club showing up and buying the front row seats. I'm going to assume that these shows are seated. It's not... I can imagine that, to be fair. I can imagine a Pretender show is a kind of sit-down kind of affair, you know what I mean? But... apparently the same people are buying tickets up front, and they're seeing the same people over and over again. So what does Chrissy Hyde do? What's she going to do about it? How is she going to bring these people to justice? These people that are paying money over again to watch the same set from the same band and put money in their pockets by buying the front row seats that were apparently available, by the way. She is saying that these fan clubs, like, we really appreciate you coming out to see our shows and paying your hard-earned money, but can you not sit at the front? We're sick of seeing your fucking mugs. It's basically what she said. So I'm fucking sick of you cunts. Get your mugs out of my front seat. I'm sick of looking at you. We want more people. We come to play in front of new people, and you lot are ruining it. Oh, can you imagine the backlash? She got backlash, man. You know when people say they get backlash, and it turns out it's only like Karen and her 2 mates, and it's like, people are outraged. And it's like, it's not. No one's outraged, son. No one's outraged. It's like 3 people, and the tabloids are going to, jump on it and go like, it's a massacre. Everyone's just so angry. No one gives a shit, dude. But yeah, there was quite a lot of people responding to her posts on Instagram saying, dude, really? Really? We're paying to see you? I love this band so much. This is just such a letdown. You know, I'm sorry that the seats were available. Clearly, you're not that popular anymore. Apparently, the seats are available. I'm not sure they're charging Eagles prices. You know what I mean? 300 quid a ticket, you know, to sit in the third row tier. If they are charging Eagles prices and they're getting the first row fucking seats, credit to them. Like they're going to London, to Birmingham, to Manchester, to Glasgow, and it's those same motherfuckers that are following them around on tour. I don't know how many of them there are, but apparently there's enough to go, hey, I thought I saw that guy yesterday. Yeah, there's enough to make Chrissy Hyde go, hey, that's that dude from Birmingham. Hey, that's that chick from Manchester. What the hell is going on? I need to write an Instagram post to express my rage. I find that fascinating. If they're charging Eagles tickets prices, man, I don't know how much a Pretenders ticket is, but if they're at the front and they're paying 100 odd bob a show, man, that's just dedication, dude. You remember that movie Taken? That movie Taken? And I watched that again recently, right? And I was trying to remember why they were going to Paris in the first place, and I couldn't remember what the reason was. And I don't know if it's because Liam Neeson's Irish or whatever. No teenage girl has ever said, we're going to follow you two on tour. Maybe in the 80s. Maybe when In the Name of Love was a thing. Fine. But there's no way in late 2000s, man, there's no fucking way they're going to see you two, because I think they initially said, oh no, we're just going to stay with a friend, and then it turns out no, they're going to follow you two around on tour. That's what I imagine the people are like following the Pretenders on tour, man. I'll never ever understand that. Don't get me wrong. That's awesome. And it must be Christmas time. For me, and I'm sure there's more. And others. I'm sure there's more. But it's not enough to make me personally pay 100 odd bob to sit up front and watch Chrissy Hyde do her thing. I think any band, even if it was my favourite band, I don't think I'd pay that much money to follow a band around on tour. I'm trying to think of my favourite bands right now. Would I follow them out on tour? There's some you think you might. You can probably get away with seeing Norah Jones a few times, you know, because she changes up the set a fair amount. If they're playing the same set over and over again, like if I was going to follow Green Day on tour this year, playing Dookie and American Idiot back, I just couldn't. I think after the third show, I'd be losing my shit, and I'd be about half a mortgage in the pit, dude. I would be. I think it's ridiculous that people. Fair play to them. Nice to have a hobby. It's nice to be so passionate about something. But Jesus Christ, guys, that's too much. That is too much. But that's still wrong of Chrissy Hyde to call you out for being the absolute assholes that you are. I know she didn't exactly say it that way, but she might as well have. I want to meet new people. Well, the new people aren't buying the tickets. These motherfuckers are, you know? I got to get the fuck out of it, dude. Oh, man. You know what? This has been fun. This has been hella fun, dude. I really appreciate you talking to you guys. Again, my last episode, I don't want to name it just in case, you know, YouTube don't promote certain videos. I know, like my last 3 podcast episodes before this serious one, you know, I noticed that they would not promote it because of the explicit content. So I really encourage you to go and listen to that, so you can hear my story about what's happened to me and everything about it, because I think there's going to be a lot of you that can relate, and I'm hoping it will help you. I really do. That's the intention behind it, is to, you know, help you in this any horrible situation you may have. Oh God! And he finishes it with a burp. Fonzy was making a serious point, and he just burped in your fucking ear. What a classy broad he is. Anyway, guys, I gotta get out, man. Keep listening to the music. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Who knows? I might do another one tomorrow. My wife's away. What else am I gonna do? Have a social life? Am I right? Nah, he's all right. He's fine. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon, huh? Woo!